you're going to have, I think the Danish 16th century description of Black Death actually meant that you're not going to have a cheery outcome.
Oh. Okay, so you discover in this jar and in this body part that had the bubonic plague, and you discover the outbreak. So can you tell us a little bit about the bubonic plague outbreak in Galveston in 1920?
Okay, so the little jar that I found, it had a number etched on the lid, and that number corresponds to an autopsy protocol or a report, which gives details of the individual, their race, immigration status, sometimes occupation, all kinds of data, which is really interesting in terms of social history. Also, the clinical description of what happened to the person. So using that information, I could leap from the jar to an autopsy protocol, and I knew the Moody Medical Library, the Blocker Collections had a plague laboratory notebook. I didn't have the name of the individual at the time, but I soon found out who it was. I matched the dates of death and so on, and I thought, I know who this person was. And then I researched where they lived on Google Maps. Is the building still standing? We found the grave marker. And at that juncture, I gave a little presentation, and Dwayne Jones, the director of Galveston Historical Foundation, attended. And given he's a visionary, he said, I want to know more about this, Paula. So we actually researched more about the outbreak of bubonic plague and the people involved in the outbreak. And so that really is how the story of bubonic plague in Galveston started to expand. It's very much a sort of collaborative effort. I was so enamored with my little jar. Would I've got beyond that to the rest of the story? I'm not wholly sure, but that tiny jar answered so many amazing questions. And Dr. David Walker, who is, he was the former chair of pathology at UTMB. He's a world-renowned researcher. He happened to have a set of microscope slides in his office, which he gave to my mentor, Dr. Judy Aronson. And it turned out we had all the slides of the bubonic plague victims that we could research. But more about that later.
Yeah, well, let's get into the victims. So and kind of the outbreak itself. So could you tell us about the first discovery? When it was first discovered in 1920, and kind of how it spread and what was going on in the city?